I'm Cindy Dopp, and I serve as deacon for Seabury Resources for Aging. And I'm here with Beth Boyd, who's the Director of Congregational Resources, and Greg Rockwell, or I don't know, oh, there he is, Director of Advancement, today to talk about the extensive resources and services that Seabury provides for seniors in the Washington, D.C. area. Seabury is celebrating its 100th anniversary this year. A home for seniors in concept was approved by the Episcopal Diocesan Convention in 1923, followed by the incorporation of the Episcopal Church Home in 1924, and that was the start of Seabury. In honor of our centennial, we are working on reconnecting with churches in the 2024 Episcopal Diocese and beyond. I'm also a long-term member of St. Columba's. After attending St. C's for 27 years, I left when I was ordained to the diaconate. And during that time, I served at another church, but about a year ago, I started serving as deacon at Seabury, an organization that has been near and dear to my heart for a long time. It has also allowed me to return to St. C's as a parishioner, which has made me very happy. I am passionate about Seabury and have been for a long time. I was first asked to be a parish representative from St. Columba's for Seabury, and that eventually led me to join the Seabury board, where I served for 9 years, and I continue to participate in different ways. I first learned about Seabury in my work with older adults at St. Columba's, and I became interested in older adults because of my experience with my own parents. My father, which was a steadfast 8 a.m. Episcopal churchgoer for 75 years, stopped attending church after my mother died. And this was something I could never have imagined. But when he was struggling, he lost his church community, and he had been an active member for most of his years, serving in many leadership capacities under many different rectors. But while my mom was ill, he started to lose touch with his church. And I was shocked to see that nobody from his church was reaching out to him in a time of need. I tried to reconnect him to the parish, but he fell through the cracks. And I have seen this happen too many times. Older adults are too frequently lost in their church and in their social communities. I also became more aware of challenges associated with aging during my years as a hospital chaplain. Visiting older adults in the hospital exposed me to the many challenges we face as we age. And in response, I am trying to reach out to older adults who are isolated, homebound, or ill. Seabury is an excellent resource for assistance. It offers a multitude of resources for older adults in the DC area. I learned a lot from my time on the board, and I continue to learn more in my current role as deacon. The range and depth of Seabury provides for older adults in the Washington D.C. area. It is impressive, and I will let Beth and Greg fill you in on those. I would like to highlight one part of Seabury that I've used or referred to many, many times, which is Seabury Care Management. It is a particular part of Seabury that offers support for, it could offer support for any person, but it can offer support for St. Columba's community. Made up of a group of skilled social workers, care managers, with expertise in managing issues of aging, Seabury Care Management offers support for seniors who are navigating transitions associated with aging, evaluating needs, and recommending ways in which to age in place safely, or perhaps to move to a more supportive setting. In my work, I have referred parishioners to Seabury Care Management frequently, and I can't speak more highly about them. As you are about to hear, Seabury offers a full range of services for the older adult. And I will hand this over to Beth.
Thank you, Cindy, and good morning. I'm Elizabeth Boyd, Director of Congregational Resources at Seabury. I'm a member of Grace Episcopal Silver Spring, and I've been with Seabury almost 10 years. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about what we do, and Greg will tell you more. Our mission, of course, is to provide personalized, affordable services and housing options to help older adults in the greater Washington, D.C. area live with and age with independence and dignity. So everything is about, especially for low to moderate income older adults. We support more than 6,000 people and family caregivers annually, working to end housing and food insecurity and to mitigate social isolation, which can be so devastating. Our core programs provide affordable housing, the care management that Cindy just spoke of, congregational resources, and nutritious meals to area residents. Today, I want to tell you a little bit about our history before we move on to talking about our programs. At the Diocesan Convention of 1923, the diocese approved in concept a home for elderly Episcopalians, with Bishop Alfred Harding recommending the name the Church Home and approving a Mother's Day collection in support of it. Some of you in the pews have the actual appeal that was put out asking for donations. And 200 people paid $5 each to incorporate the Episcopal Church Home on February 5th, 1924. Mrs. Cornelia Jones gave the first home at the corner of Macomb and Wisconsin Avenues. That's it that you see. And in 1924. By 1927, 3 additional homes in the area had been purchased in Northwest, thanks to estate gifts and fundraising by the Board of Managers, the Ladies Board, who hosted card parties and sold bricks for $1 apiece to expand the residences. Throughout the 1930s and 40s, additional bequests of cash, properties, and valuables, Fanny Caldwell bequeathed the sale of my diamonds, made it possible for the Episcopal Church Home to expand operations, eventually consolidating them in an historic Georgetown mansion bequeathed by Mrs. Ella Sevier, a former board member. So that's the Faith and Prayer. That's the little handout that some of you have in your pews, where they were asking for donations and incorporators to make this possible. Here is Sevier House in Georgetown. It was bequeathed by Mrs. Sevier in honor of her husband's grandfather, General John Sevier, who was a politician from Tennessee and served in many capacities, including U.S. House of Representatives. When that property presented limitations in offering expanded services, there were some objections from the neighborhood. The Episcopal Church Home in 1966 placed a sealed bid of $325,000 for property in Northwest DC owned by the Brazilian Embassy. That property is now the site of Seabury at Friendship Terrace, an 180-unit affordable senior living community located across the street from you. And don't you love the cars? It was designed by Clotilde Woodard Smith, who was a modernist architect, well known in the area, one of the sort of female pioneers of modernist architecture. She also designed the National Airport Metro Station, among others, and she was well known for wanting to make the building, in this case, with lots of floor-to-ceiling windows and bringing the light in. At that time was a departure. Over the years, Episcopal Church Home changed its name twice, going first by Episcopal Senior Ministries. Some of you may recall us by that name, and then by Seabury Resources for Aging, a name that we chose in recognition of our Episcopal roots. Bishop Sam Seabury was the first Episcopal bishop. And we changed our name also in recognition that our portfolio had expanded far beyond serving just the Episcopal Church, and you will hear more about that in a moment. We have had a number of partnerships, and our work has always depended on partnerships, both with the diocese and with congregations and members of congregations, driving what we do. So that, for instance, in the 1990s, we offered a diocesan-wide needs survey with all the congregations and a forum to address how we might assist congregations in serving older members. For example, there was at one time a group home for seniors in Silver Spring that came out of a congregational partnership, as well as a transportation service in Southern Maryland. And I just love these ladies, all their polka dots. That's the only reason I put this in. But yeah, I think they're doing their chair exercises. To bring you more up to the current day, tell you a little bit about my work with Seabury. I conduct outreach to Episcopal and UCC congregations in the DC area. Probably our best known event of the year is there featured up at the top with Bishop Buddy is the Seabury Celebration of Service, at which we invite Episcopal and UCC congregations to honor one of their older members for their record of service. This year's celebration of service will take place April 30th, and your honoree is Hal Davis. Is he here? Yeah. Oh, hey. All right. Couldn't have planned that better if I had planned it. So that is just a joy-filled service, and it's really like the brain trust of our church, all there under one roof, and it's such an honor to be with them. And I'm the one who I receive all the bios and honoree nominations, and by the time the service actually rolls around, I'm so excited to actually meet the people that I've been reading about and gathering their photographs. This year, I must tell you, we have a bumper crop of honorees. We have 50. And so if you're planning to join us for the service, and I hope you will, Hal, you're invited to bring family and friends. Get there early, get that place in the garage, because it does fill up fast. I'm also increasingly involved with developing ministry resources for older adults and for intergenerational worship. We developed a project called Common Threads and one called The Path Ahead, and I'll tell you a little bit about those. Common Threads is an intergenerational worship service that uses a stations-based model with stations for reflection, music, arts, storytelling, and then it concludes with Holy Communion. It's 1 hour in length, and it's available as an on-demand resource at the School for Christian Faith and Leadership, their online school of the diocese, as well as on our website. So I would recommend that to you. If you've heard of Messy Church, it's sort of like Messy Church. And it's just a really fun way to bring all ages together in worship. Something I'm actually continue to be involved with is the Path Ahead. In 2017, Bishop Marianne came to Seabury and asked us to develop a curriculum on the spirituality of aging. She was frankly tired of going out on her weekly visitations and being buttonholed by older members who found that the church was really not offering any programming devoted specifically to them, to their demographic. It was more for young, it was all about young families. And so we said, yes, we can. And we developed the Path Ahead, Spirituality and Purpose in Later Life. I work with Susan Walker, who is a deacon, or a retired deacon in the diocese. And we offer facilitator trainings online through the School for Christian Faith and Leadership so that trained facilitators can bring this 6-part series to their own community. And I believe Michelle Prince is going to be taking the next one. So I feel sure that you'll have the opportunity to do the path ahead in the near future. Yeah. And then I'm going to turn this over to Greg.
Hey, good morning. Good morning. So my name is Greg Rockwell. I'm the Managing Director of Advancement for Seabury Resources for Aging. It's my job to bring Seabury out into the community and tell you all about it in case you're interested in coming and joining our community. 100 years ago, this is a little pamphlet that Beth has passed out. Some of you may have it, some of you may not. But the original appeal was this pamphlet. The back of it says, "The last chapter, in art, it may be tragedy. In life, it should be contentment and peace. Yet one of life's greatest tragedies is old age, dependent, homeless, when the years before were full of constructive endeavor and unselfish service." They wrote that 100 years ago. It's funny how, as much as things change, now we have the internet, we have commercial airlines crisscrossing the country, some things still remain the same. We still have a lot of people who are getting older, dealing with social isolation, loneliness, housing instability, hunger, and just looking for community. Seabury's official mission is to provide affordable housing and services. Our unofficial mission is to maximize life. So we provide a lot of things that connect individuals, both older adults and caregivers, to resources that can help them do just that. Seabury Senior Living. So Beth and Cindy Dopp have already talked about a couple of our communities. Friendship Terrace, right across the street, 180 units dedicated to long-term affordable housing for seniors. Just this past fall, we converted 125 of those units to deeply affordable housing. That means for 125 individuals, they will only have to pay 30% of their income from now on. 30% of zero is still zero. So this is an incredible benefit to the seniors who are living in this community, who now have a lot more resources to spend on food, on medicine, on going out and enjoying the community that they are a part of here in Tenleytown. It's getting too expansive. Home First, this bottom middle picture, we have 3 homes that are dedicated to providing housing for seniors who are formerly homeless or housing unstable. We serve 20 individuals this way. One of them is Mr. H. Mr. H came to us from shelter. His health was deteriorating. He was feeling bad. He was worried that if he continued to remain in shelter, his health would just get worse. He came to Seabury and was so excited to find a community that would support him, that would help him remember to take his medicine, that would help him get to a doctor, that would help him to eat better. Now he's so thankful to be part of Seabury for several years, and has really enjoyed the housemates that are not just his friends, but really what he considers his family. It's a place where he can thrive now. Seabury at Springville Terrace, which you'll see in this bottom left picture, and then the future Springville Terrace in this top right, is our community in Silver Spring. We've had it for a long time, but the building is old and deteriorating, and it's time for a new building, as with so many of the buildings around town. So we just moved our last resident out of Springville Terrace this week. We are going to tear the building down and rebuild it into a much bigger building that can provide a lot more housing. Housing is one of the most important resources that we can have for a stable life. So we're gonna go from 146 units to 237 units to provide more housing for low-income seniors who need a safe, stable, and supportive place to live for the rest of their life. Care management. Reverend Cindy Doff talked about this program and how powerful it is. Around the region, Virginia, Maryland, DC, we work with older adults and caregivers to navigate the complexities of getting older. What are your rights when you go into rehab? How do you have a conversation with your parent about their needs as they're getting older and where they want to live? Do they want to continue living in their home? What does that mean? What do you need? What kind of resources and support are available? We have 2 tiers in our care management program. One is, I don't think they actually differentiate between the two, but our care managers who are licensed social workers who know a lot about the resources in the area and can help you navigate what it is you're trying to get. And the other is our life enrichment services, which are a less extensive part of the program. They are effectively companions who can come and take people to doctor's appointments, who can do monthly visits, who can watch TV shows and talk about them and have a community, which is especially important for our individuals who are living alone and would like some more people in their lives. This is the life enrichment specialists help their clients reconnect with their passions. And in that program, we serve almost 200 people a year. Out and About is a relatively new program for Seabury. We've been doing this since 2018. The District of Columbia came to us and asked us to create a program for older adults in the LGBT community. So we created Out and About, a way to just provide social engagement and support to seniors who share this identity. It is building community. It is connecting people to Seabury and helping make sure that everybody is connected to resources that can help them to maximize life, no matter what community they're part of or how they identify. It is connecting people in community. Age in Place is a program that we offer to DC wards 4, 5, and 6. We have volunteers who come out and do a variety of work, whether it's taking care of people's yards with lawnmowers and weed whackers and clippers and trimmers and all that, or going inside the house and helping with cleaning the kitchen and scrubbing down bathrooms and doing all the stuff that takes a lot of physical manpower that gets sometimes a little bit more difficult as you get older. So these volunteers come out, they help keep up homes so people can feel like a proud part of the neighborhood. It provides social interaction because we're connecting generations. You see these young kids and older kids come out and spend time with residents, and it is a great chance for those kids to talk to someone who has a lot more life experience and learn and hear what life was like and what wisdom they have to pass on down, and for the young adults to just come and provide a lot of engaging, fun interactions for the residents that they serve. It's connecting generations, it's helping older adults continue to age in place, and it's a very cool program. And through that program, we serve about 180 residents a year. We are also the lead agency for wards 5 and 6. The way DC works, in each ward, there is a senior service program that is in charge of all the services within that ward. Here in Ward 3, you might be familiar with Iona. For 5 and 6, it is Seabury. We are serving over 80,000 free meals a year across 11 dining sites. And it's not just food, it's community. You know, when you sit down at a table with somebody, you build community, and that is what we're offering. So we're making sure the older adults in wards 5 and ward 6 are getting nutritious meals, are being connected to each other and to activities and programs, that they get open mic night. We do poetry during lunch sometimes, and are also connected to Seabury so that they are more connected to resources. Part of being a lead agency is that we also offer a hotline. So people call us looking to see how can they get money for rent, how can they help their father continue to age in place, how can they get diapers for incontinence, all the things that people are dealing with and don't know where to go. Seabury is that resource for them. Another thing Seabury does is this long list. It's going to feel like that. We do Model City Senior Wellness Center. In Ward 5, we host a community center that has almost 50 different programs and activities each month. It's everything from Walter's Warriors, where a group of members come for exercise every week, to daily games of spades and whist, bid whist. There's the older blind program, there is art, there is music, there is dance, there is, you name it, Model Cities has it. It is a vibrant community that is incredibly important for people who are getting older and losing their friends and family and are looking for community and people to help stay engaged and keep them active. So it says Senior Wellness Center, but it is seniors and young seniors. You're only as young as you feel, old as you feel. Transportation. Getting to places gets harder sometimes. We have Metro Access. That is a great resource for a lot of residents in DC. Sometimes that's still not enough. You have seniors who have breathing machines, or it's hard for them to get to a place where the bus can come get them. Seabury's transportation program can come and pick people up and bring them to places like our dining sites in wards 5 and 6, or to model cities, or it can bring people from those places on group trips to go and eat out at a restaurant, which would be really nice, or go shop for fresh produce that they wouldn't normally be able to go out and get. Sometimes they do things like, in this bottom right, music and cruising. You just take a bus and you go around the city and you see the sights and you have a good time with your friends. And we did 369 trips last year, just bringing people to events and food and centers, places of connection. We do a lot, and we do a lot because we have a lot of help. As everyone has said, we are celebrating our 100th anniversary this year, 100 years of serving older adults. We have an event next month at the National Museum of Women in the Arts. It's going to be a lot of fun. We have a Hall of Fame that is celebrating all the people who have contributed to our legacy. We have a mentalist coming who's going to do mind games and provide some entertainment. We'll have an open bar, we'll have music, we'll have a great time celebrating both the legacy that we have already done, the impact that we're doing now, and all the things that we hope to accomplish in the future. We are addressing the crisis of caregiving. You might not know, but we have fewer and fewer caregivers in DC because the industry is so hard. We are building a program to bring more caregivers into the district. We are doing more transportation so we can get more seniors where they need to go. We are providing more housing in new and interesting ways, and we are really excited about all this. So, if you can join us, come for a good time, help us celebrate. Next month, I'm even going to give you a special discount code, because I love you all. So Centennial, SeaburyResources.org/Centennial, use the special discount code Centennial at checkout. This is important. Early bird tickets end tomorrow. So if you want to come and you want a good deal, use the code and order your tickets by tomorrow. Give you a sense of urgency. That's how we end. Honoring? Oh, incredibly important. Every year we have an honoring. In our 100th year, for our 100th gala, we are doing one award. We are doing our Centennial Service Partner Award. We are honoring the Episcopal Diocese of Washington for the consistent partnership and leadership of serving older adults and all the support the diocese and this church and other churches have given to Seabury over the years. So it's a good time. We're celebrating an incredible diocese. There'll be good people there. Come join us. Thank you so much.
So we're happy to entertain any questions that you might have.
No, we answered everything.
Yeah.
I just have a question about how you, how people sign up for the helping them at home, the
Age and place.
The age in place. So how does that work logistically?
Absolutely. So we have both groups that come out, so you can sign up as a group. We also have individuals who can sign up, so you can come join a group where you can work with a resident who has somewhat fewer needs than a group would need to address. So logistically, you would reach out to you would go to our website, You would sign up to volunteer, and now we'll connect you with our Aging Place volunteer coordinator, and then we'll connect you with the program and get you started.
Thank you.
Where's your funding come from?
You can actually use the microphone, that'd be good.
Sure.
Where's our funding come from? Anywhere we can get it. So we have a lot of funding that comes from the district government because we're a lead agency, and so DC is a great place to grow older because there's a lot of resources. The Department of Aging and Community Living give us a lot of support. We also get a lot of support from foundations around the area. A lot of it comes from individuals who give us both support each year out of their wallets and checkbooks. Also people who have been really incredibly generous over time and have donated to our endowment. So we've talked about this a little bit in our history, but our history starts with the bequest. Miss Cornelia Jones left her home to the Episcopal Church Home, and her home was the founding home of the Episcopal Church Home. And over time, other people have left us gifts of property or their sale of their diamonds, or just when they pass on, they leave a gift in their will to make their biggest gift ever to a cause that they were really passionate about. So it comes from all over. We cannot do this without the support of individuals who support us both during their lifetime and after.
I might add that we also have had congregations, we do have congregations that serve as sponsors for offering a significant gift each year to support our work together. Yeah.
Are you one of many organizations? Which organization helps wards 7 and 8, for instance?
They have other nonprofits that are their designated lead agency. 7 and 8, they have a complicated name, and I'm not going to be able to remember it. It's East of the River Collaborative. That's at least partially correct.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, so each ward has a designated lead agency.
I'll also say it's a team sport. Lead agencies work together to serve residents. So, for instance, our transportation program also serves people who are from Ward 7 and 8 to get to places. And we also serve other lead agencies with their wellness centers and their dining centers in the same way.
Seabury, just to further that idea, Seabury also sometimes serves as a backup resource for some of the villages in the DC area when there's something that they cannot. Some of our care managers have sort of been called in when the demands of what that village participant needs is beyond the scope of what they can offer. So there's a lot of cooperation in the aging space. Yeah. And if St. Columba's wanted to have a volunteer group for an Age in Place project, you could also contact me. I can put you in contact with the correct staff member at Age in Place. There is a minimum age of 12. We do projects 5 days a week, morning and afternoon. It's a 3-hour commitment. You come to our office in Northeast DC, receive instruction, and we take you to the site. We have all the supplies, and you work under the direction of our volunteer coordinator. And then you come back to our office and do a little reflection before you finish the project. We have all sorts of, we have congregations volunteer, we have corporations volunteer, student groups, and it's a great thing to do. It can be an intergenerational group, or if you have a particular ministry group that is looking to do a meaningful service project, just contact us. Cindy, do you have anything to add? Yes, I might add that Seabury Care Management runs an information hotline for a sort of limited, they will do a lot of referrals. They also can be contracted to do an assessment. Often an older person, maybe their adult children live out of state. Nobody knows, what to do with dad. Can dad still live on his own? And they can come in and have a third party, someone that's not the siblings squabbling amongst themselves about what should happen with this older person and their family, and someone with true expertise about assessing the situation and can offer a roadmap of what they need to do. So sometimes care management, it's very individualized, can be a one-time assessment, or can be engaged for continuing model of care. Yeah. But that hotline is a great place to start if you have questions and don't know, you don't really know what you don't know. Yeah. Thank you so much for spending a little time with us and learning about Seabury. I hope many of you will come out to support Hal on the 30th. It's a Tuesday at 10 a.m. at Washington National Cathedral, and it's just a lovely celebration, so I hope some of you will be able to be with us. Thank you.